Hey everyone, it's Abi and Beth, and we're here at ALA, Anime Los Angeles 2019. And tonight we're playing Werewolf, where you get to role play as characters in a village and figure out who's the werewolf, who may be the hunter, who may be a spellcaster. And as we solve this puzzle, you'll be watching along at home. Be sure to join us next year, 2020, because you have to have your character. Put down in the comments below what your character might be and who you thought you guessed who the werewolf was.
Werewolf! Werewolf is a deductive reasoning game. You will have different roles, and I will go over the roles we will have tonight for this game in just a second. But the primary roles are that of villager and werewolf. During the day, the villagers will discuss loudly and cacophonously to a point where to the point where nobody's gonna know anything. But I do have a keen ear. I do listen to a lot of different conversations. I am listening for two specific words. Do not raise your hand. I do not have eyes in the back of my head. You'll get lost in the maze. I want to hear the words "I accuse." During the day, if I hear the words "I accuse," I will shout at the top of my lungs, "There has been an accusation." If you hear me say there has been an accusation, shut up. We'll go to trial. I'll ask the accuser who they accuse, and I'll ask for a second. Go once and go twice. If there is no accusation, if there's no second, then the accusation falls. But if that person has been accused and the accusation falls, but nobody seconds, there can't be just because nobody's going to want to. If there is a second, we go to trial. The accuser and the second state their reasons for accusing the target. What? State their reasons for accusing the target, and then the target will get a little bit of time to defend themselves, and then the town will discuss your fate. At the end of that time, or any time before, if anyone wants to vote, you put your hands into the circle, and I will call for a vote. And when I say you may vote now, you can raise your hands, take your hands off the hangman's lever, or you can drop the trap door and hang it. So, up to save, down to kill. If you kill them, they walk out, they go into the peanut gallery, you get to see what their card was if they die during the day. Hopefully it's a werewolf. Or not, more likely, it's going to be a villager. If the person is safe, we might have another trial that day, but if they've been killed, we'll go tonight. The werewolf will then wake up, unbeknownst to everyone else, because your eyes will be broken down. They will pick it up off. And that is the gist of the game. Villagers have to find the werewolves, and the werewolves have to kill everyone. If it gets down to a number of werewolves equal to a number of villagers, the werewolves win. Simple as that. But there are some allies the villagers have at night, and there are some allies that the werewolves have at night. And there's a little bit of craziness going on in this town right now. So, we're going to start with the primary role, that of a villager. This is the villager card. Alright, the villager card is probably the most powerful role. You have power of consensus. During the day, you can vote to eliminate any number of you as long as most of you agree to it. Alright, this is the werewolf. This is the one I was talking about before. There will be a pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you in a 28-man game. Alright. All of you must agree on a target. If you guys cannot agree in a reasonable fashion, or one of you is refusing to agree with the other werewolves, I will just make you guys go to sleep and I will kill myself. Because werewolves have to hunt a target. So please agree. The minion, one of the werewolves' allies. The minion will wake up after the werewolves, and they will know who the werewolves are. But the werewolves do not know who the minion is, so they might accidentally kill them. The goal of the minion is to help the werewolves win. For all intents and purposes, he is a villager like you, but if he survives to the end of the game where the werewolves win, he also wins. Another ally. for the werewolves is the sorceress. The sorceress will wake up at night, and the sorceress will try to find the role of the seer. I'll ask you who do you hunt as a sorceress. You'll point to someone. I will nod my head if they are the seer, and I will shake my head if they are not. Who the seer is. This is the seer. She has a crystal globe. She can see into the hearts of people. Once per night I will call on you and you will point to someone. I will shake my head, no, if they are not a werewolf, or I will nod yes, if they are a werewolf. Alright. So that's on that side.
Is the sorceress on the side of the seer? Or
On the side of the werewolves. Yes, she is trying to help the werewolves. She does indeed.
Do the werewolves know the meaning of this?
Nope.
Just clarify.
All right. And we have a rather contentious group in here. We have the Masons. All right, hold on. I know some people don't like the Masons. Guys, I'm talking, you're not talking. I know some people don't like the Masons, but unfortunately, with a group this size, Masons have to go in. I don't have enough villagers otherwise. But the Masons are a very important group. The Masons, there are 3 of you. You will know who each other are. You have vetted each other. However, you are a secret organization. And since you are a secret organization, any Mason who alludes to being in a secret organization, or anyone else who claims to be a Mason, will die the night after they do. So if you say, hey, I'm a Mason, well, you might make it through the first night. Second night, you're not. You will die. You will be eliminated. Masons will see to that. So the Masons are there to help the village, but they have their own rules. And if you mention the Masons, they're basically a phantom faction within the villagers that are trying to help out. But you start talking about them, you're just going to lose faster. All right. This is the hunter. If you die for any reason, you have a gun. I suggest you use it. That gun you can use to kill anyone. Or, as some would put it, you can be a wuss and fire it into the sky. Harmless. Alright. This is the Cupid. At the beginning of the game, I will call on you. You will marry. You'll make 2 people in the room fall madly in love with each other. They will know who each other are, but not what their cards are. Alright. If any one of the lovebirds die, the other one dies of a broken heart. Alright, this is the witch. The witch has 2 potions. They have 1 potion that can save someone from a werewolf attack, and they have 1 potion that can kill anyone else. This is a very subtle roll. You only have the 2 potions, 1 of each per game. Use them wisely. Otherwise, you're just a villager. And then, the last card I have, most fun, brought to us by Ryan, is the Mad Bomber.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Which, from the game we had last night, the Mad Bomber is going to replace the Tanner in all instances where the Tanner is called. The Mad Bomber has a very special rule. The Mad Bomber, if the Mad Bomber dies for any reason, much like the Hunter, they get a special ability. Unfortunately, they don't get a choice. They explode. So, say you're the Mad Bomber. Alright, say you're the Mad Bomber. Well, alright, you may or may not be the Mad Bomber. You can claim to be any role you want. You just cannot show your card. Say they're voting for you. You need a couple extra votes to go your way. So you think, well, you can claim to be a Mad Bomber, and guess what? Those 2 might die if they lynch you. They might just want to save your life. But if you are the Mad Bomber, if you die, they vote. And so on and so forth. So the 2 people adjacent to you, and it does bridge the gap. So if you're the Mad Bomber, you 2 would die. they would die. So maybe you don't want to claim to be the Mad Bomber. Maybe you might. Might save your life. But the werewolf would want to hunt the Mad Bomber to kill off more people. So be a werewolf. First, I'm going to call on the Masons. The Masons will have a secret meeting, first meeting of the night. Masons, please open your eyes. Come into the world. Hello, Masons. Thank you for being into this meeting. Look at each other. Realize who each other are. Make eye contact with each other. All right. All right, Masons, thank you for joining us this evening. Eyes closed, heads down. Thank you. Cupid. Cupid. Winged avarice with love. Eyes wake up. Eyes wake up. Very well. Thank you, Cupid. Cupid, who falls in love this night? Very well. Eyes closed, Cupid. If I tap you on your head, you will wake up. You'll meet, lock eyes with the first person you see, and you will fall madly in love. All right, you lovebirds, cool it, cool your jets, get a hose. Eyes closed, heads down. All right. Now, most powerful, dark force in the night in this village, the werewolves. Will the werewolves please wake up? All right. Werewolves, make eye contact with each other. Where are the werewolves? All right. Now, please stay awake. We need to make notes on this. All right. Werewolves, sleep. Very well. Now, the werewolves have not gone unnoticed. Minion, please wake up. Who is the minion? All right, minion, please pay very close attention. All right, minion, please go to sleep. Witch, awaken. You need to brew your potions. And eyes. Witch. Very well. Witch, sleep. The potion should serve you well. Seer, awaken. Very well. Seer, sleep. Thank you. Sorcerer, sorceress, sorry. Please awaken. Make eye contact with me. Very well. Sleep well. All right, and the day comes. Ooh, that was a long night. I do apologize. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the middle of nowhere, to the town lost in time and space in the middle of an anime convention in Ontario, California. You have all been called together because a dead body has been found and several forces have been at work. The werewolves have hunted, and there are 5 amongst their number from the tracks laid in the ground. An meeting has been called with the town's most influential people. I'm going to go around and I want a quick name and occupation in the town. Please, let's keep this concise. There are a lot of you. It's going to take a little while to get through them. and then we will start playing. Name and occupation, sir.
Gandhi, the animal whisperer.
Gandhi, the animal whisperer. Thank you for joining us.
I'm Ted. I'm a squirrel killer.
Ted.
Ted, the squirrel killer.
Ted, the squirrel killer. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
John the lumberjack.
John the lumberjack. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Samantha the soldier.
Samantha's a sewer. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Cloud the stargazer.
Cloud the stargazer. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Jackie the influencer.
Jackie the influencer, of course. Name and occupation.
Clay the open-handed.
my content store.
Clay the open-handed monk. Oh man, I really hope you don't die today. That's his D&D character on my table.
No, that's not.
Oh. Okay, I see what you're saying. Name and occupation.
Lex the painter.
Lex. Vex. Vex the painter. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Derek, angsty teen.
Okay.
Derek the angsty teen. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Grave digger.
Rev the grave digger. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation. Eric the farmer. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Dave the baker.
Dave the baker. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
KG the sheep herder.
KG the sheep herder. All right. Name and occupation.
Arthur the gambler.
Arthur the gambler. Name and occupation.
Primo, I own the only grocery store here.
The only grocery store. Well, we'll see about that. Name and occupation.
Chapel, the village priest.
Chapel, the village priest. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
Stanley the charcoal burner.
Stanley the charcoal burner. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
I'm Don, I'm the co-owner and head chef of Gamemaster Kung Pao.
Where our food
It's not that foul.
Thank you for joining us. We shall immortalize this on YouTube. Name and occupation.
My name is Kevin Chow. I own Kevin Chow's Kung Pao Noodle Restaurant.
Thank you for joining us.
No
Name
relation.
and occupation.
Bob the arsonist.
I'm sorry?
Bob the arsonist.
Bob the arsonist. Is your brother the builder? Alright. Name and occupation.
I'm Luke. I work on my uncle's moisture farm and spend my free time looking at power converters at Thompson Station.
Alright, thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
You already know me. I'm Catherine the mayor.
Catherine the Mayor, thank you for joining us on such an important day. Name and occupation.
My name's Dwight, and I just opened my own grocery store.
Oh. Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
My name is Jim, and I sell paper.
Very noble job. Name and occupation.
My name's Steven and I'm your barkeep.
Barkeep, thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
I'm the potion seller.
Ocean seller.
Yes.
Eyesight.
They're
We've
too
got-
strong for you though.
Oh. My body mass index might disagree with you. Name and occupation.
My name's Pam and I think Jim's in love with me.
Cupid.
Thank you for joining us. Name and occupation.
My name is Todd. I'm the squirrel rights activist. Yes, I haven't forgotten.
All right. Thank you for joining us. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Very important deal. There are werewolves amongst you. You are the most influential town people. If there are werewolves amongst you, it is in this room. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate. And we begin.
Alright, so if you're a werewolf, please stand up.
Yes, you
got a stand.
Well,
You have 2 minutes left.
Excuse me, everyone. It's my first time.
I'm sorry.
So, I saw your name, that person, and that person come to my store at 3 o'clock today.
All right.
And I was just there to check them in. That was all I did today. It's just, yeah, that's it.
You want to start? We're just starting fake alibis. I got you.
Wait, you want a convenience store?
No, grocery store.
Grocery store?
The only
What are you
grocery
checking them into?
I'm not sure that werewolf would have done that.
Until checking
My
out.
bad.
Wait, how many people? Wait. How many people did you just point out besides yourself? 3?
I'm the party.
Did you just out 4 werewolves including yourself?
I'd plead the fifth.
That sounds like
You have a minute left in your day.
I accuse
We have an accusation. Who do you accuse?
Jack Frost.
Jack Frost, silence. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
I mean, we gotta get something going.
Alright. Second, why have you accused?
Okay, so recently I've been noticing we've been having problems at our restaurant's freezer area for some reason. So I'm just pointing out there, it may be, Jack Frost's influence. I don't know, guys,
It's what I do. I can't help it.
Alright. Accused, you have 30 seconds to defend yourself.
Well, is it my white hair? What is it? I mean, you guys already know that's kind of what I do, so you can't blame me for a freezer. Really? Come on.
we can't be
Alright. Thank you. The town will now discuss your fitness.
It's a new freezer. There's no way that it should be malfunctioning now.
Guys,
Guys,
is there anything he can help your freezer like during the summer of the cooler breaks? He can help.
guys. You can't kill him on the first day. That's just too quick.
But it'll be a mental note. A mental note.
Jack Frost, what are you?
True.
Can you look me in the eye and tell me you're not a werewolf?
I'm not aware.
I won't care.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it.
You have 1 minute left.
That's exactly what the world would have said.
Yeah.
Please.
But so would a werewolf try and say that he needs to die first round?
Yeah, but a werewolf wouldn't like out themselves that quickly.
What would you know? Petros, the psychology major.
I'm going to call a vote, so put your hands into the circle. Alright. So, it is going to be up to save, down to kill. You may vote now.
I wouldn't know. Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
We're live.
It's walking off the ice though. What?
Wow! Alright, hands down. You are fast. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an interesting day. I hope some of you are paying attention to that vote, but night is falling. So, eyes down, heads down, eyes closed, face closed. Alrighty. Werewolves, awaken. Who do you hunt this night? Very well. Sleep. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Sleep now. Sorceress, awaken. Sorceress, awaken. Who do you suspect? Very well. Sleep. And the day comes. One of you is dead. Could be you, but it's you. Give me your card, do not reveal it.
I want to point something out, and I don't think this data is actual right now, but something to think about for the future. I believe it was him that caused the accusation yesterday, right?
Yeah.
He accused Ando to kill and then immediately died. That doesn't guarantee mean like, oh, that guy's bad right now, but that's just something as players that we want to remember going forward that happened. And then later on, if there's more information, we're like, oh, like obviously that was this. But yeah, this
Jack Frost, are you a werewolf?
Just don't mess with me.
That sounds like a cold blood.
never basically stop making accusations.
We have an accusation against
Accuse Jack Frost.
Against Jack Frost. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have an accuser. Why have you accused?
I have a plan.
I see.
Oh,
Second, why have you
I
accused?
support my co-owner.
I see. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense? You have 30 seconds.
Are you sure about that? You saw what happened with the first accused.
Damn. That's really
I
suspect.
want to say one thing. If he
Fun, I
dies
like that.
and he's a mad bomber, I'm going to be mad at all of you. Let's just make it clear.
Yeah. Okay, so
Very,
say,
very,
the rest of
clear.
us will be fine.
That threat seems
Very
pretty.
vague.
Listen. That threat seemed pretty serious to me. I don't want to mess with this guy.
I'd actually argue that we should leave him alive. And the reason for that is, I doubt anybody would be foolish enough to make a threat that would out themselves as a werewolf.
I don't know if
I'm calling a vote. Hands in up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Beth,
Alright, you live another day. I don't know what you did to these guys.
Just be careful, you're on thin ice.
Alright, guys. The day has ended. Unless there is a final accusation, going once, going twice, night falls. Eyes closed, heads down. Alright, werewolves, awaken. Alrighty. Who do you hunt this night? Alright, sleep. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Sleep now. Sorceress, awaken. Who do you suspect? Very well. Sleep. And the day comes. Ooh. Goodness me, goodness me, goodness me. There has been a death in our own very fine establishment.
Very fortunate that I was not me.
All right. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
Well, definitely taking the idea of Jack Frost being accused the first round as a distraction furthering the game. And out of all the people that are contributing to the discussion, this wall is quiet.
Big oof.
Also, if we continue.
Also, I've never seen these people in my life, so it's much more.
But they can say something.
I can't. What do you?
I said, if we
You gotta speak
continue
up.
to further conclude to the same person, the werewolf will eventually win. Because they will
Right.
continue.
Yeah, so I'm saying those are like two different things to consider.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What happens with a lot of new groups is oftentimes the people that live to the end are the people that are quiet because for whatever reason they tend to trust people less when they're talking. I say as I'm talking.
I trust that.
However, one of the things that does is that kind of encourages people in games like Werewolf
You have 1 minute left in the day.
to talk less. So what I want to do is I want to hear from somebody that hasn't talked this game, or I'm going to accuse somebody that hasn't talked this game so we get to hear their voice.
Yeah.
Why did you threaten people?
It's not a threat, it's a
You
reality.
literally said
It's a
don't mess
promise.
with me.
It's a promise. Unless you want, bro.
The third person that accuses me will probably die as well.
Okay, can I be like why?
I accuse Jack Frost.
We have an accusation. We have an accusation. Do we have a second?
I was like,
We have a second. All right. Accuser, why have you accused?
I mean, he's making a threat. I just want to see if he fell through it.
All right. Second, why have you accused?
we've literally accused this guy twice. And at this point, it would save time to just kill him and get it over with so we can move on.
werewolves?
I think I'm just a big distraction for you guys. You guys are on the wrong guy. But you guys continue it, so I don't know.
You were a distraction.
So why do you guys keep doing it? I don't know. What's the first?
The threat is
What?
just
Why are you saying you guys like you're not on the team?
What team?
The Wildcats.
Hey!
Yeah, so one of the things that we often talk about is in a game of werewolf, you want to make sure that you can choose somebody to kill that is either negatively contributing to the town or is actually a werewolf, because either way they're helping the werewolves. Yeah. And essentially, whatever play pattern's going on with this guy and the way he's defending himself, he's either defending himself as a townsperson who's accidentally helping the werewolves, or he's actually a werewolf.
I am starting to do good. That's all I do.
You have 1 minute
I
left.
think either way, it is in the town's interest to kill him.
And the thing is, with this high volume of a game in terms of the number of players, we have the opportunity right now to take a couple of risks like that without it being extremely detrimental, unless like he's the seer or something, in which case I feel like you could have done a better job of defending yourself.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to call a vote. All discussion is to stop. Put your hands in the circle. All right. Up, guys. Guys. Up to save. Down to kill. You may vote now.
Finally.
All right. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have killed an innocent villager. Your head is hung heavy with guilt. I am calling knights. All right. Eyes closed, heads down, lightly tapping, gently rapping. Werewolves, awaken. Werewolves awaken. All right, who do you hunt this night? Very well. Go to sleep. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Seer. Very well. Seer. Sleep now. Sorceress. Who do you suspect? Very well. Sleep. When the day comes, you have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate after you clean up what's brought.
To save Jack Frost?
Yeah, save Jack Frost yesterday. If you're a town, you have an incentive to give information to the rest of the town. And I know that more than you voted to save.
Jeremy voted to save.
We have an accusation. Who do you accuse?
The arsonist.
The arsonist. We have an accusation. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. All right, accuser. Why have you accused?
Every round, the arsonist has voted Jack Frost to die.
I see. Second. Why have you accused?
Because she won't stop dropping my mixtape, fam.
I see. Accused. What do you have to say in your defense?
Jack Frost has been preventing me from burning down Kevin.
Wow, let's put it all up.
I believe you.
I get pretty down, it's too cold.
All right. The town will now discuss your defense.
Financial refrigerator.
You have 1 minute left.
Well, I feel like the accusation is
Okay,
because, like he said, we need to have the people that are sitting quiet say something.
Yeah, I was going to say. Alright, so I'm gonna be real.
Alright.
I'm a little intimidated by the amount of like investigational skills being used, so I feel like I'm not gonna like contribute anything meaningful because I'm just like sick of it.
Oh,
When you guys talk, it doesn't even matter what you're saying a lot of the time. Just the way you're going to converse and use body language is potential cues for.
I'm going to call a vote. Your time is up. So, you guys were discussing.
Throw it out right now.
Alright, this is for the arsonist.
You missed a sick mixtape joke though.
Alright, this is for the arsonist. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. And you are practically unanimously saved.
Was that you over there that's done like 2 accusations and like a second?
No,
He's
you
only
did.
done one so
You
far.
did one, you did one.
You have 1.5 minutes left in the
For
day.
purposes of wrongfully killing someone because it's funny, they're the same person and accused twice.
My question is like,
Thank you.
You're making these accusations, but I actually haven't heard you guys talk that much.
I just made my statement.
Yeah, this is a pretty
Well, like outside of accusing people.
Those are some pretty intense
Like you're
words.
hearing your thoughts and explanation.
Animals talk over people and werewolves talking a lot, so it's like just lose.
I'd like to make an accusation.
We have an accusation! We have an accusation against who?
Shepard?
No.
Alright, do we have a second? Going once?
I'll second.
We have a second. Alright. Accuser, why have you accused?
It's always the people that most skillfully lead the conversation that could most likely be leading all of the villagers on.
Alright, hold on. Second, why have you accused?
Personal prejudice.
Alright. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
Well, Jeremy seconded because I beat him in a game of Werewolf 2 years ago.
It's true.
He's very
Still bitter.
Still a little bitter. So we actually were talking about this in the hotel room before we came here.
Oh, that's cute.
How like, as a villager,
You have 1.5 minutes.
as a villager, although due to your confidence or like your comfortability around people, villagers always have an incentive to lead the conversation because when you're not leading the conversation and you know you're good, that increases the likelihood that a werewolf is leading the conversation. So like, why would I sit back and let a potential werewolf control the room when I know I'm good and I can help direct us in the right path? And I don't think I've said anything that is not true or helpful to the town.
So your argument is either a villager or a werewolf is going to lead the conversation.
No, I'm saying like the guy I'm
You have a minute to discuss his fate.
The argument is that I am leading the conversation, therefore I am a werewolf. When I'm saying villagers have that same incentive to want to lead the conversation.
Guys, a villager or a werewolf is leading the conversation, but trust me, I'm not a werewolf. That's what he's saying.
In the game, no one remembered each other's names, right? No one remembered our occupations. So the storyline that we have, despite our confidence or anything about our own personal skills, does not matter. The only measurement we can have to accuse someone is what they say when they're accused. Lately, he's been saying that, and his past votes have also been stated that he wants to keep that person alive.
Make your point, now we're going to vote.
Okay, so he's got no incentive to kill somebody down, and I actually think the person who accused might be a minion.
Alright.
They're the person
Alright, that has been your point. All discussion will stop. Hands into the circle. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now.
And never kill you, Shepard.
Up to save, down to kill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I mean, I think it's obvious.
Gotcha.
Alright.
Interesting to note, just for everybody's sake, that 2 people right there voted to kill. No, just those 2. I think.
No, I voted to kill.
Okay.
I voted to kill too.
Yeah, there was the.
Thank you for being
I'm dead.
Why? And can we ask why?
No. I'm sorry?
Can we ask why?
Yeah.
After they make their decision.
You can ask why people make their decision.
Gone for 2 acts.
But do be aware. Point of order, rules question. Point of order, rules question. You can ask why anyone voted anything. You can lie. Okay, we have an accusation. Who do you accuse?
So the guy in the burgundy shirt right there.
Guy in the burgundy shirt. All right. Do we have a second? Going once.
Second.
We have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
So he hasn't spoken much and he has made an accusation and he just looks like he knows something and yeah.
just you're.
Second, why have you accused?
I want to hear the sweet, sultry sounds of his voice.
Alright. The Yowie panel's over there. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
So you're basing your arguments on just my demeanor and not anything remotely concrete yet evidential, is like factual in any sense. My accusation is actually on deduction of what she voted earlier onto Jack Frost. So that's my deduction of that. So, but yours is just me just being who I am is what you're basing your accusation on.
Oh, it sounds like
You're my
Yeah,
five
so-
The town will now discuss your fate.
I just say that I understand what you're saying, but you can learn things from people's body language and their demeanor. So I don't think that her argument of like maybe it seems like you're like nervously tapping or like being closed off, like that's not a strong evidentiary basis to go on for sure, but it's not nothing either. And in this kind of game where most people don't have any kind of actual formal investigative role, those are cues that you look at.
Yeah, like I said, like I voted to save her because of the way her face contorted and frowned when different innocent people that we know were innocent people afterwards were accused.
You have 1 minute.
It doesn't confirm things either way, but it's like percentage points, right? We say it's deduction, but so much of this game is literally induction.
It's just.
That was also a very well thought out defense. So it's like, you know, it's like you play this game well and you might be just hiding your role really well.
It's like, okay, well.
All right. So, that is time. I'm going to call the vote. So, hands in the circle. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ah, you are dead, sir. Hand in your card. You have killed the sorceress. Also, madly in love with Cupid himself. So guys, thank you in the gallery. Thank you. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, you did not kill a werewolf, but you got rid of the non-villagers, I think. That's good. So, night will fall on werewolves, awaken! Who do you hunt this night? Very well, Steve. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well, sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Alright, sleep now. Alright, and the day comes. I do apologize about that. So, there has been a murder. And it is someone over you. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
The reason we took out those two are because they made
He did far too well with defense. Let's just say
that, and they made an accusation. So I'm just going to talk about it. Those two made an accusation without pointing out why, just to cause chaos. And in doing so, that's a motive for the character. The other two evil. We bullied him, unfortunately, when, you know, he was just a villager. And these two, I don't know, they were kind of just, I don't know, werewolves just...
Make it sound like it.
What? He's always had a straight face. A constant.
You don't like his face?
You're a girl. You also have a sense. Do you have any observations?
I was born with this face. I woke up like this.
Someone made an accusation first, and they voted 3 times in order to kill somebody, so I just want to put this person on a watch list that they might be a minion. This person.
And you were just about to make a point, and then everybody interrupted. What were you going to say?
I was just gonna say, like, to defend this one also, he was the one that made the observation about the guy in the red shirt voting to kill. We're close friends. He just speaks up for him.
We have an accusation. Do we have a second?
I'll 5 seconds.
Oh,
We got it. Yeah. All right. Accuser. Why have you accused?
Only because as we're trying to push for people to talk more, even so she refuses and stays quiet. It's a little bit suspicious even as a new player. Like, I understand like a new player, they get like, oh, I'm a werewolf or oh, I'm something, I'm just trying to stay quiet. And hopefully everybody forgets I'm here and nothing happens.
All right.
A little bit suspicious.
Thank you. Second, why have you accused?
I just didn't want to waste an accusation for the day because even if the accusation, like, we save her and nothing happens, we're still finding out more. So we should never let the day go by.
What do you have to say in your defense?
I'm not a first-time player.
Ayo.
I have been talking. For example, when you were saying that you accused random people you didn't know, I spoke up. And I'm not like going around and observations. Oh, and I have been voting down every single time because I just want to progress it and figure out who's
Making accusations, that has to fall in line with what their card is. So to make a baseless accusation without saying, hey, I want to know what your motive is, just to pick somebody else out just because they're quiet, that whole group, so I believe the person with the school uniform, and this person's been quiet, why not sailor, whatever.
Wow.
This person's been
Definitely
quiet,
not
and
Sailor
then
Moon.
someone else over there has been quiet as well. Why not this person? Not you. I did not point at you. This is someone over there.
So I'm going to call a vote. All right. Hands in. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. All right. You are fine. Trial has come to order. I hope some interesting points were raised. All right. Nightfall. Eyes closed. All right. Werewolves, awaken. All right, sleep now. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Very well. Sleep. And the sorceress is dead. All right. And the day comes. Oh, goodness gracious. I have a hard time telling what that. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
Theoretically, if the seer is in the game, they have seen 5 people. We have to start to question the danger of the seer dying before they come out with information. So I think, at the moment as the seer, you shouldn't come out. However, if you've seen 1 wolf and 4 good people, and you can point out 4 good people we know not to kill, and then the werewolves are going to try and pluck them off, obviously, and 1 werewolf, that would be a solid reason to come out right now. If that's not the case, you should do it.
Okay, I'm gonna maybe counter that and say I think maybe we're not quite having reached that threshold yet. I think maybe either two werewolves would be a good point to come out, or like a couple more nights where you find a couple more good people.
Or guarantee people because the
Yeah, but that's
still
I
also
just did
has
the
a-
count because I was curious about like how this would progress, and we're at 20 people remaining right now. So 4 is helpful.
Are we really at 20?
We're at 20 left. So 4 is helpful, but it's still only a fifth of the overall people. So I feel like we should wait on that seer reveal a little bit more.
We have an accusation.
Second accusation.
Sorry, but
That's all right.
you're really nervous and confusing, and you're not saying that much.
Who do you accuse? Don't say your reasons yet. We have an accusation. Do we have a second? Going once. Going twice. We have a second. Accuser. Now state your case. Why have you accused?
So you look pretty nervous, like I keep seeing fishy, like you're trying to hide something just like a sorcerer. And I feel like she's innocent, but you're not.
All right. Second. Why have you accused?
He seemed a little bit talking about the start of the game, and now he's just quiet.
Alright, hold on. Accused gets to state their case before you start talking. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
So the reason why I was talkative at the beginning is because basically no productive discussion was occurring, and we need to get some amount of information out there or we risk having nothing happen at all, and then we just won't get anywhere. The reason why I'm quiet now is because other people are leading the discussion, and even if I may have a point, I'm not willing to talk over people, so...
Alright, very well. The town will now discuss your fate.
I reply.
I think.
Sounds like a werewolf answer.
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, I also want to keep record. So
sorcerer, so.
that's this. If she actually goes through with the accusation, he dies. That's the second kill. That's the second kill that she's got confirmed. And it would fall in motive with her because they've already made another. She has made an accusation.
I don't think the second, but the person she accused was the sorcerer.
Ended up actually
I think she's good. I think she.
Oh, you're right.
I think she actually has she has pretty solid brain skills. Like I've just been listening to her all game. The way she's analyzing body language is like perfect for this game. And I also concur that I think Kevin, having played with him a few times, is playing in a way that is conducive to the fact that.
Look at that face. Look at that
No, I'm
face.
just
Painful and injured feeling kind of
Good
high.
job.
You have 1 minute.
I do have something that I did want to discuss, but I won't be able to discuss it if I die. I can't discuss it now. There are two ways of looking at this.
30 seconds.
For more advanced werewolf players, generally they'll leave the talkative people alive for longer because they have incentive to let other people lead the game and maybe down incorrect paths because they're trying to theory craft. Some new players might kill them immediately because they're thinking, oh well, they're being way too helpful. So that leads me to believe that the people who are the werewolves are more experienced.
Why shouldn't we?
Put your hands into the circle. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. Vote. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's. You've killed an innocent villager. Sorry. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there has been a death. That is your one trial and one death today. Night falls. Eyes closed, gently tapping. Alright. Werewolves, awaken. Werewolves must come to consensus. Very well, sleep. All right. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well, sleep. comes.
Guy that I wrongfully got rid of, I wanted to bring his point up because he also brought it up before he died. So they're keeping me alive because I am giving information that's leading the game in the wrong direction. I feel really bad about it.
The odds of just even randomly guessing that anybody was something was very slim, so.
I'm just saying, no one from this area has died yet.
I think there's a werewolf in here, 100%.
Fucking petrified.
I think it's time to
10 seconds.
I have 2 steps.
I second.
We have accuser. Why have you accused?
Well, so just looking at it from the perspective like we mentioned, of the fact that nobody in this row has died yet, so we can kind of restrict the pool of like, okay, there's almost certainly a werewolf just in this area, and of those people, I think it's most likely that it's Tabitha, based on the way that she's playing in this game. Having played with her several times in the past, I feel like I kind of get the sense of like some nervous mannerisms or like the way that she speaks generally when she is a werewolf versus when she's a townsperson.
Alright.
I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. What do you have to accuse? What do you have to say in your defense?
I will say I am playing a little bit differently. Like normally I just like try to play a full game, but this time I want to actually do like a real thing because everyone's doing a great job of being logical. I'm a little curious what like the nervous expressions is, but anyway, I just want to say I'm the hunter, and if we have a counterclaim, go ahead because.
Alright. The town will now discuss your fate.
Does anybody want to also come to the hunter?
Relatively safe thing to claim right now, just because we're at what, half or less than half the people left in the
Minute
game.
left.
So it's really likely that the hunter might have died at this point, and
We would have seen the hunter die.
they could have chosen not to shoot the shot
Why would they though?
if they didn't have a strong read on
No, the hunter would have gotten revealed, like every time.
The hunter does shoot an
If you're the hunter, you have an onus to come right because when you found a werewolf.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's.
If the hunter died and didn't take the shot, that means there would have been 2 in the night that
And
Yeah.
you also
No,
would
we
have
wouldn't know. We wouldn't know.
we wouldn't know. The hunter is one of the few rules that if the hunter dies tonight, it is revealed. They have to take it.
No, because they still he flips them over and asks if there's a shot or not. So no matter what, it's always public if the hunter dies.
Yes.
Oh. So what I'm saying is either somebody out there is a
20
blind
seconds.
hunter or Tabitha's 100% good and we should have to vote to save.
In which case,
then it's extremely important that if anybody actually is the hunter, you have to come out.
Yeah, if you're the hunter, you have to come out here. Guaranteed.
Alright, 10 seconds before I call a vote.
So in which case, I think she is a hunter.
And let's bring up the seer thing when we
Alright. Up to save.
I think she is.
What are you doing? Alright. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. Very well. You are safe.
If you're the seer and you're still in this game, like now I'm pretty sure if you found one werewolf, you should come out. But even if you haven't, there's 6 people that you've seen.
4,
Okay.
3, 2. We have an accusation. Do we have a second? We have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
So while he was explaining that he thought that Tabitha was a werewolf, he was like moving his hands slowly up his arm, which is like nervous, as well as accusing her of nervous behavior, which was just something he used earlier. So
Alright.
I think he's a werewolf.
Alright. Second, why have you accused?
I'm following the logic that there's somebody in this row. You're accusing me of mannerisms that I don't think I ever exposed, but whatever. And also, I know that you know that the hunter is real. I
also.
Alright. Is that your point?
That's my point.
Alright. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
Speaking to the hand movement thing, I don't know. I guess I do that, but I don't think that has any bearing on whether I was being nervous or not. To your point, I legitimately didn't know. I think I've played 1 or 2 games lifetime where the hunter was even involved. Because I played actually a lot less werewolf than you guys.
Is that your point?
So I'll just wrap it up by saying I understand that the suspicion generally is on this row, which I think makes sense. But I'm legitimately not a werewolf, and I feel like I've been actively contributing in a positive way the whole time. And it would be really bad for us, obviously.
Alright, thank you for your words.
Well, but yeah, I don't know you that well, but I feel like you've been kind of siding with him. Sean.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I feel like you've been like kind of also like a tag team in a sense.
Yeah, that's a lot of our friendship. And
Do we have any spare kills right now?
yes.
I think we're reaching the point where it's...
I think just based on the idea that we have argued that somebody from that row is most likely a werewolf, either this this vote or the next vote, somebody in that room needs to go.
Yeah, I also think it makes sense to go 3 people down from Tabitha. Because I think there's a werewolf on both clusters because the
10 seconds. Be aware that after this trial, we will go tonight.
In which case, I don't. So I'd say to keep the vote alive because their motives, they've been trying to not only facilitate but help others out in their logic.
All right. Malice closed. Fists up. That sounds way worse than I wanted it to. All right. We are discussing the one who keeps talking's fate. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are dead, sir. Yeah. You have killed an innocent villager. All right, Nightfall. GG. All right. Werewolves, awaken. Who do you hunt this night? Very well. Sleep. All right. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Very well. Sleep. All right, and the day comes.
Is there a seer?
Hold on. Hold on. Easy there, Kyrie. There has been a death, and it's over here. Put in your card. Do not reveal it.
Let's start with what we know.
You have 4 minutes to discuss the
You 3 are virtually guaranteed good right now. What? You 3 are virtually guaranteed good, just by virtue of the fact that the people on either side of you have been dying left and right. And I said that before, and I'm saying let's go over what we know. So, I think whatever we're doing, not over there. I don't think they're suspicious. I just think in general, for the health of the game, it's better to use quiet people because it gives information and it encourages people to talk, which makes a better game. And I will say that
3 minutes.
what team I'm on till I die.
So, before we do anything else, sorry we're taking control, but we're running low on people, and at this point, I think if there's a seer, I think we should do a full roll call, because if there's a seer, they should come out. I think they're probably dead. If there's a witch, they should come out. Like, just...
I'll come out aggro super hard. I'm a witch. I haven't used that with yet. And for that reason, I'll get targeted tonight, most likely. I'll have to use my save tonight, and I'll get to tomorrow. I have my save and my kill. And we have to get to 8 people or 4 werewolves.
It's possible, I think, 1 werewolf died. I don't think 2
Yeah,
died,
like,
but it's possible.
I think, oh, you mean like in someone that is also very true. I didn't consider that, thank you.
So we have
Wait, how many villagers are in the game?
6 or 8.
I believe the number of villagers in its entirety was 15. From there, we'll go to the accusations. Who will accuse?
I accuse you.
Okay. We have an accusation. Do we have a second?
I second.
We have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
So I honestly thought because the guy we killed was a villager, I thought he was guilty, but now that he's revealed himself as the witch, I feel like you're, and she's a hunter, like one of us has to be it.
Alright. Second, why have you accused?
It's your personal preference. No, I think Jeremy's been surprisingly less disruptive this game. And I think everything you said was correct. And I think that you're basically known good to me, you're known good to me, and
Hughes, what do you have to say in your defense?
I have a really hard time censoring myself, and like
Exhibit A.
Exhibit A, I've been coughing up a lung this entire game, so it's a little hard to talk.
I have hand
argument when you're in the middle of coughing. So that's why I've been kind of quiet, and I apologize for that. But like, you know, I'm not a werewolf. I'm a villager. That's all I gotta say.
All right, the town will now discuss your fate.
Yeah, I'm feeling on it as an inexperienced person. I think I kind of want to take the L and vote to lunch Jeremy. And like, if it is revealed that Jeremy is a villager or villager associated, then it's definitely Tabs or, sorry, I don't know your name, but blue shirt that needs to go next. Because one, they are the most experienced players in this game, in my humble opinion. Two, I feel like it would be less prudent to leave them alive, and especially since they're accusing Jeremy at this point, I think that points more to them being werewolves.
I have a counter argument against that. Is if we keep picking out all the experienced players, that means now we have inexperienced players. Not entirely a good thing, because more experienced players, I've played this for 3 years just at this convention.
Keep the discussion about his fate.
Can you just do a quick roll call, please?
1 minute.
Hunter.
Villager. Witch.
Villager.
If we pick out all the experienced players, that means we have inexperienced players that can't guarantee that they can make a confirmed decision of who they believe is suspicious or not.
I think experienced werewolves are more of a threat.
But we
But
both have gone
if-
Yeah, both of us are basically, like,
But if we
there's
have
almost no way we're
inexperienced
bad
players-
from any of your perspectives.
Now I call bullshit because you guys would totally game cahoots if you were on a team. Now I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
but,
not
where's the hunter?
Okay, I'm just saying it's
Same with the
based on
witch.
the hypothetical. If he is town, we have reason
10
to
seconds.
suspect you two.
Okay,
But
it was
if
just
we
like
have
him,
all
honestly.
inexperienced werewolves, experienced
three,
players would be able to find that out better.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling the vote. Your time is up. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ladies and gentlemen, you've killed a werewolf.
If you see how much I'm influencing,
All
that's
right.
great.
I wasted that.
All right. Night falls, eyes closed, heads down, lightly tapping, gently rapping. All right. Werewolves, awaken. Who do you hunt? Very well. Sleep. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Very well. Sleep. All right. And the day comes. Rare and quiet night. There have been no deaths this day. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
Okay, I'm just gonna say for the record, I know no one's counterclaimed the witch, but he's acting kind of suspicious because I know he knows better than anybody that just because you're next to kills doesn't mean you're safe. And he usually does the like, oh, I trust you, I know you're good, so that you trust him. And that's not how
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
I like to see
I'm the witch and I saved myself last night.
I know.
So
We've picked out that half pretty thoroughly, while this group has stayed intact the entire game. There's been no deaths over here.
I feel like
there's a string of 3 people right here. There was a death between these two.
I feel like one of these
But
is
there's still
guilty,
a
but it's
group.
hard to say which one.
I agree.
Yeah.
I know this is pretty far back, and I don't know how old you guys know these go. But I do remember the sorceress.
3 minutes.
Beth, he called her the arson, but I'm sorry, I don't do it. So that's, I would like to point that.
That's a really good
That was it.
Are you the seer? I think the seer's dead.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's always been dead for a while.
I think she's been dead for a while. I don't think it's during the Bible. I
So here's the real question.
You never know.
We have to figure out how we can configure this game so that based on who we kill today, I can choose who to kill with my potion tonight. Because I'm gonna die and then I'm gonna kill somebody. Because the only world where I don't die tonight is when the werewolves try to make some super bluff that I'm the werewolf and that's why I don't live. And then tomorrow,
2 minutes.
You guys will lynch me. But what's so the question is, and I'm honestly asking, what's like the flowchart here? And I hate that word. Where we kill somebody today and that gives us information for where I'm going to use my potion tonight.
I noticed that your reasoning was very similar to the sorcerers that we lynched in terms of
120.
you argued that you were an experienced player, yes, and that you had been quiet, but you had been contributing, but you in no way indicated how you might be affiliated with town or what reasons you might have to protect it. So I was curious if you had any reasons.
1 minute left in the day.
So I also want to point out when she's like, oh, I know she's innocent, she's my sister, she kind of looked really guilty at that point. She's like, oh, me, I'm not innocent
Because
at
I
all.
pointed at her, because in game wise, I'm saying that you are the, I don't know. I think I don't want to be, but I think it's one of you two.
I would like to. I'm going to accuse somebody. Before I do, I would like to explain my reasoning since it's not anybody else. I am about to jacuzzi you for a few reasons. One, I think I've seen some suspicious activity from you throughout the game. And for example, while everybody was looking at her talking, you seem to be looking down, kind of nervous. And additionally, I think you are the most quiet person left in the game. And by accusing you, we're going to get you to talk.
I also think that side tends to follow when they vote rather than actually just voting.
So with that, I'm going to, anybody can second that if they agree with that reasoning, I'm going to accuse you.
All right. We have an accusation.
I'll second.
Say the girl. And we have a second. Accuser, why be accused?
I'm saying like everything I just said.
Okay. Second, why be accused?
Yeah, I just feel like everyone on that side is really hesitant and wants to see what the general vote will be so they can go with the story.
And she's also in that 3.
All right. Accused, what do you have to say for your defense?
Last voting, they voted yes. Or they voted.
You have to speak up. Project a little bit. It's a big room.
You guys are saying that I'm basically just following whatever. I'm not saying you specifically, that's fine. You're saying they voted to save Jeremy? Yeah, and I voted not to. Oh, so that's a good point. Yeah, but that
Thank
makes
you.
more sense.
When you make quiet people talk.
Exactly.
Amazing the things you just
All right.
You voted to save a werewolf.
I went like this.
But who voted
That's
to
the
kill? Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure what you're trying to say. And I'm trying to be favorable to you. But she said she tried to save the werewolf.
She's been flip-flopping. I'm gonna vote to kill.
I'm going to vote to kill because I'm mostly confused.
Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna vote to kill because I like her. That's it. That's it.
All right. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. All right, that is enough. Give me your card. All right, you have killed an innocent villager. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with a death, regardless of the amount of time and the accusations in the day, night falls. Eyes closed, heads down. All right. Werewolves, awaken. Who do you want this night? Very well, sleep. Rich, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? All right, very well, sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Very well, sleep. And the day comes. Not one, but 2 deaths. And your cards do not begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have 4 minutes to discuss the town streets.
Okay, so I'm basically thinking Ryan got charged again with Phil Busby because we were discussing that he was already. So I still have no idea how many roads we have, and not anything else, but we don't know for sure. But yeah, I accuse.
We have an accusation. All right, we have an accusation. Do we have a second? Going once. We have a second. All right, accuser, why have you accused?
Well, I honestly did think she was innocent. I feel 193, but like I said earlier, like when you're like, oh, I know you're innocent, then you just kind of like look nervous about it, and I feel like you are.
All right, second, why have you accused?
Pretty much the same basis, and also too, she hasn't put too much thought into like progressing, like I haven't said, like she said support, agreement, disagreement, and then like judgments into the trial, but not a lot of evidence that would maybe put any thought provocation into anything different than what people already had.
All right, thank you. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
I'm saying that I felt guilty because I pointed at you instead of my own sister, because you were saying that you were the hunter. And I don't trust her right now because I think you're a werewolf, because I'm not a werewolf. I'm not a werewolf. So if you guys kill me, you guys know that the werewolf is probably this way. No. I'm just saying that now.
What did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going this way.
Her defense was very innocent. Like when I'm a villager, I say the exact same thing. Like,
Minute 30.
if I'm innocent, I think she's guilty. That's what I say. Like before I die. So I feel like she's innocent.
So, hands into the circle. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. All right, you are safe.
To kill the girl is down.
2 minutes 30.
Everybody voted no. Everybody voted to save. Yeah, but she voted to kill.
I feel like it's one of you two, so I kind of want to like get it.
I mean, they're like kind of hiding under that security blanket of that guy being like, oh, I trust you guys are good. So we're not even like.
Well, I'm not. I'm more worried. I'm suspicious of this one.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm suspicious.
No offense, but she's agreed to everything I've always said.
You're not contributing.
No offense, but.
What do you think about this?
I think that's my question.
I
like to hear it.
Well, I think that section has been kept quiet and untouched. What?
So have you though.
Yeah, you haven't
Yeah,
said that
well,
much.
I mean, also untouched as far as the quadrant of the room that has not
That is true. But
lost
like,
anyone.
honestly, I'm not.
Has that
probably
accusation been made anymore?
No one has made an official accusation. I have not heard I accuse.
I accuse.
We have an accusation. Against who?
I'll accuse you.
All right, we have an accusation. Do we have a second? We have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
The same point I made before is she obviously has agreed to everything I said, and she said it's her third time playing the game, which she would understand the flow of it, but still be pretty new, and just agreeing to everything I say. I feel like it's not enough solid input, as well as kind of being too pacifist.
All right, make your point.
Being too pacifist.
All right. Second, why have you accused?
I don't even know anymore, honestly. You have been very quiet, and are you new to the game? I forget. Relatively, okay. I don't want to like kill you off just based on that, but I feel like we need to start killing people because if we don't lynch people, we're never going to win at this rate. So I'm sorry.
All right, thank you. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
I'm not gonna say what village it was. Okay. Basically, I'm sorry that I've been quiet and agreeing with you, but I have voted differently from you. I haven't been doing the same thing the whole time.
All right, thank you. The town will now discuss your fate.
Discussion. I'm sorry, I always forget about discussion first.
I feel like you're guilty. Like when you were talking, you had like that actor's look in your face, like you're thinking, you've been thinking about what you want to say for that reply. I feel like you're.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of genuine. Well, like, and she saved my friend. She saved my friend. She did. So listen, she saved them. She saved them. Yeah, she did. She saved.
to save, down to kill. You may vote now. You are unanimous. You are fine. All right, that is your second trial for the day. The day draws on. Night falls. Eyes closed, head down. Lightly tapping, lightly tapping. All right. Werewolves, awaken. Who do you hunt this night? Very well, sleep. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well, sleep. Seer, awaken. Who do you see? Very well, sleep. And the day comes. You have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
So I just want to point out, we still have like no real solid information. And the main reason I said yesterday that I was going to kill her if I was killed, because I wasn't killed. And the werewolves would probably try and target someone that was going to kill someone else. Which means she's either a werewolf or the werewolves are playing it really smart. So I want to accuse her. I'm not going to officially because I want to discuss stuff, but does anyone else have thoughts on that? Do you have thoughts? Oh wait.
I agree with that. It's suspicious.
Well, I honestly feel like if she's suspecting me, either she's just suspecting me or she could be a werewolf.
Okay, you're a werewolf, I'm sorry.
No, okay, you can vote me up. I don't care, but if you vote me up, you guys might lose. Like, I don't know how many werewolves are left, but
I'm just suspicious of like you flip-flopping because we all know I'm a hunter.
yeah, no, I flip-flop because people make it right.
No, but like you're flip-flopping on. You just said I'm either.
Only like one wolf left.
It's really weird because if they take you out, then it's like 2, right?
Yeah.
Exactly, which is why they should have killed me.
And the
Unless
hunter's
she's
a public.
They're trying to save her. Or she's trying to save herself.
All right, we have an accusation. Now we have a second. Accuser, why have you accused?
Accuser,
Why have you accused?
Because I said I was going to kill her and they didn't kill me, which means she's probably on their side.
Very well. Second, why have you accused?
It just makes no sense because the werewolves get 2 kills if they did that, but they didn't.
All right, all right. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
I honestly don't know how the hunter thing works. Like, if I was a werewolf from just playing County Salem, like, if they're a veteran, they could just shoot you at night. So I just would never, if I was a werewolf, I would never attack her. But I don't even know how it works. So, like, I don't know why that's even a thing for why I would be accused. Because, like, I have no idea how the, how the thing works. But I have been trying really hard. So if you guys tell me, you'll know that I'm a villager. Like, I can't help it.
Thank you. The town will now discuss your fate. 2
Again,
minutes.
like, I feel like if we kill you and you are a villager, again, I'm sorry, but the werewolves just played it smart because the obvious choice would have been to kill two people in one round, especially in endgame, which we are in right
But
now.
at the same time, if she's actually a villager, then there's barely any. So it's kind of.
I'm just saying that's the only thing we know, is that they didn't kill Rand, they should have.
Minute 30.
Yes.
I still think it's fun.
That's cool, but we're.
Keep the discussion perfect.
And that's why we should save her because and accuse her.
We can do that next round.
So.
We don't have any solid evidence.
Yeah. I think
She's
this is the most amount of evidence we have. Yeah.
We can
So I
accuse you
think
next
we're
round.
suspicious.
That's fair. And
Or
also-
we can do that as a second accusation. We do have 2 in one day.
We do, but I think we should kill
1
her.
minute.
Okay, guys.
I think we should. All right, then let's vote.
All right.
We should kill her.
And for the record, if I die,
All right. Up to save, down to kill. You may silence. Up to save, down to kill. You may vote now. All right. Ooh, the guilty seem sleep tonight. Eyes closed, heads down.
I'm not guilty. I voted.
Eyes closed, heads down. Werewolves, awaken. Very well. Sleep. Alright. Witch, awaken. Do you wish to save the target? Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well. Sleep. Sierra, awaken. Do you sleep? Very well. Sleep. And the day comes. And there has been a death.
Dang.
Not really a crime.
No! Who done it?
Alright.
That's the whole thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have 4 minutes to discuss the town's fate.
I just feel really messy.
Well, the game is still going, which means there's still one werewolf alive. And,
Well, it could be two, it could be three.
it could be two.
There's only been one confirmed werewolf.
Yeah.
What did you about to say that?
I just didn't think she was a werewolf. I haven't have thought she was.
Then who do you think
villager
is a
the entire
werewolf?
game. I'm thinking either one of those two. I don't know which.
Yeah.
But
Honestly, I'm thinking one of you two as well. Like, it could be anyone because we don't have any info yet. But what does everyone think? Because right now we need to talk.
I think they've
To be honest,
both survived at least one accusation before.
That doesn't tell us anything. What are you gonna
Which-
say?
To be honest,
In or out?
no.
In or out?
It really is. It's very hard at this point in the season game. We don't know, but we do. We can't remember that the ratio is not our sense.
I'm kind of leaning towards you, actually. Because you were very vocal in the beginning of the game, and now you're very quiet.
The reason that I'm being quiet is because I'm observing everyone else, because I know I'm a villager, so I'm trying to find out mannerisms and characteristics of being a werewolf.
2 minutes.
that other people don't show. Like, if I were to point out the people that I'm skeptical of, it would definitely be you, just because, I don't know, I haven't been buying your arguments the entire time. And I've been taking notes. I'm a little skeptical of you, but also, since it's your first time, and you also seem to be very reactive to your sister and not wanting to make accusations and lead
Minute
people
30.
the wrong way, I think you're village associated. So those are my only deductions thus far.
I feel like she's overreacted though to her sister.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Because when she was her sister accused her, remember she was like, ee. She
made that exact
stop
I
it.
feel like it
I'm like, I know because I
1
did it to
minute.
my sister.
Yeah. I think I'll yes.
We have to second that one because of this.
Is there an accusation?
Yes.
I accuse.
Alright, we have an accusation. Who do you accuse?
I accuse her.
We have an accusation. Do we have a second? We have a second. Accuser, or have you accused?
Because you have been kind of flip-flopping, you've been overly reactive, and you're basing your decisions off of like actual relationships, not in-game ones.
Alright, second, why have you accused?
I just the reaction of her sister blaming her as a werewolf and just the stumble. I know that stumble. I've done it before. I know that feeling.
Alright. Accused, what do you have to say in your defense?
like I haven't played this game in over a year, and like when I played it, I used to like get killed off like right away. So that's why I really like to save them, because this is like this was her first time playing, so I wanted her to play as long as possible, and I wanted all three of us be in the game as long as possible. So that's why I kept voting to save. This is just like we're here to have fun. So like that's why I just want to play games with my friends.
Alright, time will now discuss your fate. 2 minutes.
It's such an innocent argument. I don't want to be a cutthroat and be like, well, here, no
said if I die, she's a werewolf, and I think we kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna vote to kill. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
I
vote to
wanted to
kill
save
too.
it too.
I'm gonna do it. Unless we have to
Play.
You think it's the end game. That's how we're the pretty
Alright, minute. Are you guys ready to vote?
Yes.
Alright. So, up to save, down to kill. You may vote now.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Show me your card.
Alright. Eyes closed, heads down, night has fallen. Ooh, you villagers, you've sussed out a werewolf. You may make it through this yet. But there is still some amongst you. Werewolves, awaken! Who do you hunt? Yes, match your legs, match your legs. Alright. Werewolves, who do you hunt? Very well, sleep. Witch, awaken! Do you wish to save the target? Very well. Do you wish to kill anyone? Very well, sleep. Seer, awaken! Who do you see? Very well, sleep. And the day comes. And there's death. You have a very important decision to make, I believe, for you are indeed the hunter. So, who dies?
Oh my god.
No discussion.
Really? No discussion. You have to choose. Will those of you who are werewolves please reveal yourselves?
Always kill Tabitha first.
Wait. Can I just say good game? Good game.
That was a great game, guys. That was a great game.
And that was an awesome game of Werewolf. We would like to give a special shout out to our friend Vince for hosting the game and our werewolf buddies. And we also like to give a special shout out to Steve Madelong for doing our videos. I'm being an incredible cameraman and editor. And we like to thank everybody who joined us on the video and allowed us to do this. Thank you all so much. We hope you join next year. Bye. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.